So hello everybody and welcome back to Hart Talks. Now, I always make a joke about, when I'm doing the sharing stories that I've got a man in my bedroom and, always there's some big laugh about it. But actually, if you watch my vlogs and you watch my videos, you might recognize this face. So I'm going to pass over to him and let him introduce himself and tell him how we first met.
Stephen, thank you very much for this. My name is Harun, and you probably recognize my face from our photo shoot for AIDS Man. And they asked us to do some intimate shootings, which I thought it was a porn shooting, but it wasn't. It was just
it was very tasteful, wasn't it?
It was, to be honest with you. It was really tasteful. Then I think Susan, dear Susan, hi from here, and she paired us. We actually acted like a couple and posed, and you can see it on the.
Well, I'm gonna pose the pictures here, so that you're gonna see the picture, and you can find out more about him right after this. As usual on sharing stories, I always like to find out other people's stories because I think finding out about other people is amazingly powerful. So can you give us a bit of a background about you and about your story?
Sure, of course. I am from Turkey. I lived in Turkey for 28 years. I don't want to give away my age though, but still. My family was a really religious family, and I was raised as a proper straight guy, Dave. But the fun thing is I was always playing with the girls in elementary school. And my family caught me once and they forced me to take their football classes, you know what I mean? Like whatever the straight men do, they forced me to do that. It was a bit painful though, but I found a way. Then left the city for the university, and when I was in the university, I came out to myself.
Right.
First, I just discovered myself, that I just named myself as a gay guy.
Right.
But still, just keeping it secret. What happened, my cousin learned about me because I forgot my messenger logs in her computer. And I was talking to a friend about his boyfriend and about their problems, and she found out that chat log and shared it with my mother and my aunts. And when I came back for half term to the city, there was a really weird silence in there. I found out that it was a trap. What they did, they had a really harsh conversation which ended up physical abuse and like torture, and I remember being locked up for a couple of weeks because of being gay, obviously. And I remember actually my mother telling me at the time that you're gonna die from AIDS by yourself because you won't have any friends. So that was the only sexual education I had, and that was the first time I heard the word AIDS.
Right.
Now, I found an opportunity to run away, and I did. And since then,
And how old were you then?
I was 18, 19 years old.
Right.
And then I ran away.
Okay.
I set a new life to myself. I started working and never stayed in touch with my family again. And then I moved to Istanbul. From Istanbul, I just set a goal to move away, just run away from Turkey, because unfortunately a couple of times in Turkey I was beaten up in the street, and just gave me the feeling that I wasn't safe in Turkey, so I needed to run away, which I did. I moved to UK in 2015 June.
Okay, so can I go back and ask you, was your family against you being gay because of a religion thing? Is Turkey very religious?
It is.
Country? I'm not sure.
The last thing I remember before moving here, actually, the posters on the bus stops in Turkey saying that killing gay people is not against religion, but I know religion, I know Islam. My family made me study Islam and raised me really religious. The Quran says that you have to love every single being, human being, and every single living being out there.
Yeah.
So this just, you know what I mean?
Crazy,
like,
isn't it?
yeah.
So you were in fear of your life.
Yeah, exactly.
So you came to London.
Yes.
In 2015. What happened next?
Well, what happened next? Well, London. Well, it just I went crazy. For the first time. Just,
Freedom.
Have you ever been to Soho? Well, when I first moved here,
Yes.
yeah, they took me to the Soho, obviously, and then in all the places, and just I had a couple of friends here, so it was okay to start with in London, but I remember my best friend. She is living in Malta right now. But when we first met, she told me, we were planning to go out. She smashed me to the wall, said that, listen to me, we lost so many people, and I'm not willing to lose you, so just carry this condom with you all the time. And of course, I just didn't understand it, because I was like, what is this conversation about? You know what I mean?
And you still hadn't had sex education.
No,
you know,
nothing. Yeah.
So you were only picking up bits of things, weren't you?
I didn't know what she was talking about. Like, we lost so many people. I was like, who did we lose? What happened? Then I found out. I realized that she was talking about HIV, but for me it was still AIDS.
Yeah.
So for her it was still AIDS, because
Yeah.
this is a common problem in the Turkish community. Language, it's still AIDS. It's not HIV still.
Yeah.
In 2016 summer, I received a message on Grindr from one of my dates, which was quite long. Well, who sends a text message on Grindr that long? It means that there's something wrong in there. But obviously, that guy, we're still in contact, told me that, hi Aaron, I was diagnosed with HIV. It is probably from you, because I haven't slept with any other men, and it was you. I have it unprotected sex only. I was like, well, it can't be me, because there is nothing wrong with me. And I ordered a home test kit. I kept it on the desk for 2 weeks.
Right.
I couldn't do it.
Right.
But eventually I finger pricked all my fingers, and I couldn't collect that tiny bit of blood. I sent it, and obviously it came back reactive.
Right. It's an experience in itself to find out that you are positive, but how did it feel to you to know that somebody else was positive as well?
Yeah. Oh my God, because I was still in contact with the other guy, and we had a conversation around it, and then it hit me that, oh my God, I gave this to someone else, and I did it unknowingly. Of course, why would I do that?
Yeah.
But it just happened, and I have to live with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know if he forgives me or not.
Yeah.
Back then.
And as we both know, it's not something that you would deliberately
Obviously.
give to somebody.
Yeah.
You know?
Why would I do that?
And from hearing your story, it just makes me, and we're bad enough in the UK, but obviously in Turkey and other places, sexual education in schools is vital, and so is sexual education, including being LGBTQ. It's so necessary, isn't it?
It is.
Because
it is.
I didn't have any sex ed in school. My sex education came from my friends, from people, from
Internet.
things, from things we talked about, to each other. So it's amazingly important.
And I didn't know back then about U equals U. Obviously, I thought that I only had 5 years left to live.
Yeah.
And I needed to share it with my friends, that crazy close friends that warned me against it.
Yeah.
Still, to be honest with you, I want to share this with you. 3 weeks ago, I dated someone, and I shared my status with him. He literally, I think, less than 10 seconds, he left the flat. And then, because he said that he doesn't feel comfortable about undetectable or positive or any of these bits. And
Did you get the chance to find out if he knew what U equals U meant? or was it just the fact that you were HIV positive? Do you think that was too much for him?
I think HIV positive, because I tried to explain him, but he didn't want to listen.
Didn't want to listen.
That's why sex education is very important, because if you grow up knowing that you equals you, or you can't pass it to anyone, it wouldn't be any different than any other diseases out there.
So tell us a bit about what you're doing in your spare time.
Because my coping mechanism was actually helping others, I started to volunteer for Terrorist Against Trust. Thanks to my friend Andy working in the Terrorist Against Trust, because I had no idea. I found Can't Pass It On campaign while I was really deep down in the blues, like was really depressed and suicidal even. I found the campaign, I contacted them, and I asked them, can I please join Pride with you, Pride March with you? Because I'd never been to Pride, and I'd never been with other people living with HIV. And Andy literally made the space for me in the THT team.
And Can't Pass It On is just, it's the same as You Equals You. It's just a different way of showing it.
And then immediately started to volunteer with THT in the fundraising, in their events. I'm in the Positive Voices program, going to the corporate schools, telling this story, and just answering their questions, just to educate someone. Even one person gets the message in the crowd. It's a huge achievement for me. And rather than that, I just try to run a blog in Turkish, because Turkish people, they don't have access to the most recent information, unfortunately. What I do, I go to the AIDS map or THT or whatever, the NAT, all the reliable sources, and I translate them to Turkish and publish them on my blog.
And you're a poster boy for the Can't Pass It On campaign. I didn't actually realise this, and I was on the tube in London last week, and who do I see on the poster in front of me? This man. And I was like, he gets around. I was like, he's there. So your face is out there, isn't it?
Well, HIV Testing Week campaign, and thanks to THT, they included me this year as a model. And it happened. I don't know. It's still it feels a bit strange when I see myself on there. But at least just trying to give the message to people.
Yeah. So if there's one thing you could say to a newly diagnosed person, what would that be?
Just read the science, because it literally helps you out to fight all the other stigma, all the other people that is actually don't believe the facts. Because when you know the facts in the deep down, you know how you can't pass it on, or you know how you equals you, how this is possible. It makes you more stronger.
After that, I was going to ask you, what would you say to somebody who's not HIV positive? But I suppose it's a pretty similar answer, isn't it?
It is.
It's read, it's get to know, educate, get to know about what HIV is now, not what it is, not what it was in the 80s and 90s, when it was a death sentence, For World AIDS Day, what would you like to tell your family if you had that option to tell them something? And with World AIDS Day approaching, what would there be anything that you wish that you could have said to them?
I wanted to tell them that being different doesn't mean that being dangerous. That would, I think, include being HIV positive, being LGBTQ plus, or believing in something different, or whatever it is. If it is different for some others, it doesn't mean that it is dangerous.
It's not a bad thing, is it?
It's bad. Just also want to say that World AIDS Day is really important. I really appreciate, and it's really important to remember all those people we lost in the past. But also, it should be a light for the future, because it's not how it is in the past.
Thank you.
Thank you very much
for coming and sharing your story with us. I will put your links down below in the description box, and if you're Turkish especially, you can look at the stuff that you're doing and that you're translating, and because if you need that information, if you don't know where to go, then hopefully that will, you know, guide you or give you some of the answers to questions that you might have. So thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, comment and subscribe. If you have any just your thoughts on World AIDS Day, if you have any questions that we could ask Harun, you know, just ask, put them in the comment section below and I'll get them to him. If there's anything you want to know about living with HIV that I haven't already covered, then just ask it. You know, we're very willing to answer any questions, aren't we?
Please do.
Yeah, and you never know where they're going to see us next.
Yeah,
we've been on Map. You've been on the tubes in THT, so you never know. You never know where we're going to end up next.
But if you are looking for someone for intimate shootings,
it's us. It's us. We're perfect at it. Okay, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.